And here we go.
Welcome to the Great Work Insights Podcast by the O.C. Tanner Institute, the show that features the people, the professionals, the thought leaders, and the coolest companies. And now your host, the man navigating the discussion about the culture, the organized chaos, and the best practices that compel great work, Todd Nordstrom.
It's no secret that stress can dramatically impact the quality of your work. It can take a huge toll on your relationships and your physical health. But stress isn't the only thing that can drag you down. In fact, recent studies have shown that common health risks or common ailments can also dramatically drain your productivity potential. A simple headache, for example, could wipe out, let's say, 5% of your daily potential. Add some allergies to that, and you might lose another 3%, and the list could go on and on and on. Of course, there's been a lot of talk lately about wellness and productivity at work. But after a long conversation with a friend of mine the other day, I had a question. Is the goal with health to get back to zero ailments and defects? Is the goal just to avoid negative impact of health risks? Or is there a positive side to all this? If you don't have a lot of stress or health conditions, can certain wellness activities actually elevate your thought processes and energy levels, and maybe even your creativity levels? My guest today is going to do something never done on this show before. She's not only going to explain why certain wellness-related activities can help diminish the negative aspects of health and boost your performance, but she's also going to walk all of us through you at your desk, in your office, wherever you may be. She's going to walk us through a technique that could give you a boost today, actually right now during this podcast. Please welcome to the show Nimisha Walji, the founder of Yogini Wellness, an online yoga studio that caters to many of the world's elite business leaders who understand how wellness can impact the quality of their work. Nimisha, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me today, Todd. It's great to be here.
I think this is an absolutely fascinating concept. As many of us, I don't know how to explain it, chase down ways to improve our abilities at work, you actually have research that shows that improving our work doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the work itself per se. Tell the listeners about the research you have that shows how yoga, as an example, can improve our work.
Yeah, sure. So luckily there's been a growing amount of research around the topic of yoga and around the way in which yoga actually benefits us in our health, in our productivity, and in our mental well-being. So there's actually a wealth of research out there at the moment. And in answer to your question at the beginning, yes, by improving your well-being, you actually can improve your performance, your productivity, your clarity, your creativity, and actually your entire enjoyment of life. And the studies have shown that there's a number of ways in which activities such as yoga actually achieve this. So the first thing is the physical activity, with a very gentle stretching and contracting of the muscles, releasing of the tension, and the movement of the joints, which allows them to be lubricated. We're generally maintaining our body system and our bodily functions on a daily basis in a very gentle way. And we're also actually even expanding our range of motion. We can strengthen and we can increase the tone of the muscles and the actual body structure. Now, what this does is it helps us stay in good alignment. And that way we're not putting too much pressure on just one joint or on one ankle or one knee. And that way we reduce the impact of our daily motion. At the same time, we're releasing stress by releasing the muscles. And we also, in some yoga poses, we gently compress and release the organs. So we help them work in a better way. And increasing the way the body works, improving the way the body works, actually reduces the amount of strain that's on the brain to perform the normal bodily activities. And that gives the brain a lot more time and space to do other things.
I love that.
Sorry?
I just love that. I love the idea of increasing potential by something like this. Keep going. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I get excited.
Oh, sure. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. If your body is spending a lot of time repairing the muscles, then it doesn't have that time to think or to be creative because you're just trying to survive. So another way in which yoga also helps is to do with the functioning of the nervous system itself. So there are actually two components of the nervous system. One side is the parasympathetic nervous system, and the other one is the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is what we know as our fight or flight response, and it's activated by stress. And it invites us to react in a split second, and it brings all of the activity into certain key muscles that will help us in a physical fight or if we're trying to run away. And when that happens, it actually increases our blood pressure, it increases the heart rate, and it floods the body with cortisol, which helps us at this time. And we actually react. Rather than thinking, rather than processing, we just react. On the other side, there's the parasympathetic nervous system, and the two systems work like a seesaw. The more that one is activated, the less the other one is activated. Now, well-being activities such as yoga and meditation, things like gentle motion, slow breathing, they actually activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is also known as the rest and digest part of the body system. And when that's activated, we actually begin a process of relaxation. The blood pressure is reduced, the heart rate and the breathing rates are slowed down. And during this time, the body can actually extract more nutrients from the food that we've taken in, and the body can also eliminate toxins more effectively. And there's also signs that serotonin and dopamine levels can flow easily during this time. And so what happens there is that the body starts to relax, and we begin to be able to repair the body and make the most of the food we're taking in, and also eliminate anything that's causing us any damage. And the more we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the less we activate the sympathetic nervous system. And so we begin to create a sense of calm, which also can eventually take over from that fight or flight response, which means that when we're presented with a situation that happens, we actually slow down and have time to think before we react instinctively, which gives us time to make a rational decision rather than acting through anger or fear. And this also allows us to have elevated moods, and with prolonged practice of yoga, or especially meditation as well, it actually strengthens the immune system, and that can lead to states of healing where when we're in a relaxed state, our body's repairing, rejuvenating, and healing itself naturally.
I love this. And, by the way, just listening to you, you sound like one of the most calming people I've ever met. So this is what you do. You influence greatness in others by teaching yoga to people all over the world via the internet. Tell us about that. Who are your clients? Why are they coming to you? Is it because they want to relieve stress? Is it because they want to work out? What do you hear from clients? Why are they coming to you?
The most thing I hear from clients is that they want to do yoga, but they don't have time. Most people you talk to would love to do yoga, but they don't have time. And what I offer is a very flexible way of working together to introduce yoga into a very busy schedule. So we start just by making use of 15 minutes between a meeting or 30 minutes during a lunch break. And I offer the flexibility of lessons via Skype so that they can do it right there in their office. So we don't have to waste time going to a studio, changing and then needing all the things that you need for the day. So just making it more accessible, because there's been research that's shown that even 20 minutes of yoga can help improve your mental focus, allows you to process information quicker and more accurately, and it helps you learn and hold information more effectively. And that's for people who haven't done any regular practice and they see an increase from the first session. So we start like that. I offer the flexibility so that they're not tied down to a time or a place, because a lot of my clients travel for business, and their schedule just changes rapidly. So to invite some consistency, working with one yoga teacher, I get to know their body. So we do a very tailored approach as well, and I give them exactly what they need so that we're most effectively making use of the limited time that they have.
I love that, because for those of us who struggle with tight schedules, and we find it hard to get to the gym or the fitness center, or get outside for a walk, and that alone, because we're so stressed in our schedules, can add more stress. You're saying that doing yoga in your own office or in your hotel room can have the same benefits as going to the gym every day.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's no point doing some yoga if getting to the yoga studio stresses you out. It's counterproductive. So the idea is you can do yoga anywhere. You don't need any specialist equipment. You don't even need to change your clothes. I work with people to work with the conditions that they're in. So you can do gentle yoga just sitting on your chair, lying down on your couch, lying down on the floor, standing up. And, I just eliminate some of the poses that would need a mat or extra grip. But there's so many poses in yoga that work the same muscles or work the same systems that, there's a lot of choice to choose from. So I can work with whatever situation they have and whatever time they have to give them what's most effective in that time.
That's cool. Okay, so this is something I've never done before on this show. Can you take the listeners through a short session, a short example of some exercises they can do right here, right now, and so we can feel what this is all like?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do a short session here. We're going to start by coming into a comfortable seated position. And if you can, just making sure that your feet are down on the floor and bringing your feet directly below your knees and bringing your knees hip distance apart. Gently placing your hands onto your knees, and if you feel comfortable, closing the eyes. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling completely through the nose. And with every inhale, we're just going to gently straighten through the spine, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. And with every exhale, just relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Relaxing all the muscles in the face. Relaxing the jaw. And then we're going to place the hands together at the heart center. And as we inhale, we're going to reach forward with the arms, bringing the hands up above the head. Exhaling to bring the palms together and bringing the palms down the center back to the heart. Inhaling and reaching the arms forward, lifting the arms up, stretching to the sky. Exhaling to bring the palms together, bringing the hands back down to the heart. One more time, taking a nice deep breath, reaching forward and up, lengthening through the spine. And exhaling to relax all the muscles and bringing the hands back down to the center. We're then going to place the right hand on the left knee, bringing the left hand behind you, holding onto the chair for support. Inhaling to straighten and extend through the spine, and then exhaling to twist the body from the waist, and just bringing your gaze towards the left shoulder, feeling a nice twist through the spine. Breathing here, keeping the face and the shoulders relaxed. And then very gently inhaling to come back to the center. Bringing the left hand onto the right knee, bringing the right hand onto the chair for support. Inhaling to straighten and extend. And exhaling to twist from the waist, bringing the gaze over the right shoulder. Taking a nice deep breath here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling to relax the shoulders. And we're going to inhale to come back to the center. And just exhaling here with the mouth open. Inhaling and reaching the arms up again. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward, bringing the chest down onto the knees and allowing the spine to just uncurl over the legs, going as far as you can go. And as you inhale, just visualizing the breath traveling all the way up the spine to the tailbone, creating length and space. As you exhale, visualizing the breath running all the way back down the spine, relaxing all the muscles along the spine and allowing yourself to reach a little bit further towards the ground. Just taking a few deep breaths here, keeping the mind nice and calm, feeling the length and space and the tension releasing from the spine. And then very gently inhaling to place the hands back on the knees and bringing yourself back up into a seated position. Bringing the palms together at the heart center. Taking one more nice deep breath here, as deep as you can. Inhaling to draw in as much breath as your chest will allow. And exhaling all the breath out of the body. Thank you for letting me guide you through that short practice. I hope it made you all feel a little bit calmer and better.
That was awesome. I can see that that something going into a big meeting or a big presentation, doing that beforehand could really be a benefit, because it does really, really calm you down. Even in that short amount of time, I feel better. I can only imagine what longer sessions do. Nimisha, that was awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show. If listeners want to learn more about you or your company, or how yoga can influence their potential for greatness, where's the best place to find you?
Sure. All the details are available on my website, which is www.yoginiwellness.co. And I've also just launched some online videos which are available on Vimeo by searching Yogini Wellness.
And Yogini Wellness is spelled how?
It's Yogini and then Wellness, which is WELLNESS.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. And thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome. It was great to be here. Thanks very much, Todd.
Would you like to be featured as a guest on Great Work Insights? If yes, we want to hear from you. Leave us a comment with who you are and what you're all about at www.octanner.com. Also, remember to rate, review, and subscribe to all our podcasts on iTunes. Now get out there and build something beautiful. It's your turn now.